Hi my dear students, welcome back to my class. Hope everyone are fine. So this video is specially dedicated for class 10th board examination. So you also have the series of examination before your board examination, which will be the district level preparatory examination. I hope you all have finished that, and the state level preparatory examination, and you also have the final board examination. So whichever the examination it may be, see, most of the students were asking me to post the most important or the expected questions which might be asked in the examination. Students, one thing I would like to tell you, whichever the question I have shared or I may share might not come in the examination. Because if you look at the science question paper, every question paper will have the different questions. But you have to notice the most frequently asked concept in all the examination. So in this video, I am sharing the most frequently asked concepts and the important concept which is given in the previous year board examinations, which includes the state preparatory, district preparatory, and also the public examination. So without delaying much, let us start the video. Please concentrate on all the concept which I am sharing in this video. Definitely you can score more marks in your preparatory as well as board examination. So first and foremost lesson which I am going to discuss is the chemical reactions and equation. So if we look at the chemical reactions and equation lesson, they will be asking you a type of reaction. See, in previous year paper, they have asked reaction of calcium oxide with water. What type of reaction it is? Whether it is a combination reaction or a displacement reaction or decomposition reaction, you want to identify that which type of reaction it is. So this is what you want to understand. So you have to know to identify the type of reaction. So that is the one thing you want to know. Next thing is you want to know what is the definition for oxidation reaction, and you wanted to represent oxidation reaction. That means you wanted to know a chemical equation related to oxidation reaction. Very simple example is burning of magnesium with the help of, that is in the presence of oxygen, which gives rise to magnesium oxide. So I have already told about this in activity based question part also. Next concept is you want to focus on decomposition reaction and types. This is definitely a very important concept. Many times they have asked in the board examination. Okay, so I have already noted down all the questions. See, I have already made a plan for your preparation of board examination. After the completion of your preparatory examination, I am going to train to get maximum marks in the science examination from Saturday. So stay tuned to my channel to watch the best revision for your board examination. So decomposition reaction and types are very important, children. 3 types of decomposition you must learn, and the examples which come under that is heating the lead nitrate, heating the ferrous sulfate, all these things you must learn. And the next important concept you want to learn from the chemical equations and reactions is reaction of sodium with water. You want to know what happens when we drop the sodium in the water. What kind of reaction takes place, whether it is an exothermic reaction or an endothermic reaction. So these things you want to focus and understand. So whatever the concept I am sharing, these are been already asked in the previous year examination. So do note down the concept and understand and study. The same concept might be asked in tomorrow's examination in different way. Okay, and next you want to know an example to represent the redox reaction. That means you want to know oxidation and reduction representation reaction. Here you want to know the substance which is oxidized and the substance which is reduced. Here see, copper oxide is reduced, so you have to remove the oxygen here. Hydrogen is oxidized because addition of oxygen takes place. Okay, copper oxide will reduced into copper. So very importantly you want to know the substance which is oxidized here is hydrogen and the substance which is reduced here is copper. And in examination they will also ask about oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Very simple, students. The substance which is being oxidized, this is an example for reducing agent. Which is oxidizing, that will be the reducing agent. Substance which is reduced is an example for oxidizing agent. Okay. So the next concept which is asked in the examination, as I told you, oxidizing and reducing agent. And after that, see, repeatedly they are asking about double decomposition reactions. On the basis of double decomposition reaction, they may ask you, see, by giving two compounds, for example, barium chloride and aluminum sulfate solutions are given. So it is an example for what type of reaction. Okay, or name the precipitate formed in this reaction. Write the chemical equation to represent. So you have to note down the examples for double decomposition reactions. So next you want to note down the next important question. Again, I am stressing decomposition activity based questions are very important. So moving to next, you must know how to balance the chemical equations. Students, it is a very important concept. So after this, you want to know rancidity and corrosion definitions and how to prevent the rancidity and corrosion. Very important topic. You want to know the definition and how to prevent the rancidity and the corrosion. Next and important concept is you want to understand the diagram of electrolysis of water. They will ask in the examination, draw a neat labeled diagram of electrolysis of water. Label anode or label cathode, label hydrogen gas, label oxygen gas. They may ask anything. So you must be ready to write the diagram for electrolysis of water. So these are the very important concepts that you must focus from the lesson chemical reactions and equation. If you definitely focus on all these concepts, you will get the full marks from the lesson chemical reactions and equation. So do learn these concepts, very important. So now let us focus on the next lesson. Next and the most important lesson is carbon and its compounds. So when we look at the carbon and its compounds lesson, the frequently asked concept from this lesson are as follows. See, first and foremost, you must know why carbon cannot form C4 minus anion or C4 plus cation. So the explanation related to this concept I have given in the one short video which I have posted for the lesson carbon and its compounds for 2022 board examination. Do check out that video. I will be giving the link of that video also in the description box below. And most importantly, see, they will ask about what is meant by catenation or what is meant by tetravalency. These two are the unique properties of carbon which you have to properly know. So definitely you can expect this concept. So in few papers, they have also asked about the definition of hydrocarbons. What is meant by hydrocarbons? Okay, name the first member of hydrocarbon which come in the alkanes. So these type of questions are asked. So definitely you can also expect this concept in tomorrow's examination as well. That is the difference between saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbon. So this may be also asked in another way, that they can also frame a question like this. Differentiate between alkane and alkene. So alkane is nothing but saturated, alkene is nothing but unsaturated. And you must know the word roots. That means the word roots are as follows. I think students, you all know about this. They are meth and then eth and prop. Whatever we say these things, these are called as word roots. So if this meth is combining with ane, it becomes methane. If this eth is combining with ane, it becomes ethane. If it combines with ene, it becomes ethene. So these are called as the word roots which appear as a prefix in the name of the hydrocarbon. Very important. You must know which is the first member, second member and third member under alkanes, alkenes, alkynes. If you watch carbon and its compounds video, definitely you can answer any question which is asked in the preparatory as well as board examination. So in few papers, they have also asked about the alkanes, alkenes, alkynes differentiation, and also they have asked about the first member. So the first member of alkane is methane, whereas the first member under alkene is ethene and alkyne is ethyne. This is what exactly you want to understand. Why? Because to form alkene, we need minimum 2 carbon atom, as well as to form alkyne, we need minimum 2 carbon atom. Because alkene have double bond between them and alkyne has triple bond between the carbon and carbon atom. So apart from this, you also have to understand about the functional groups. So whatever the concept which I am again stressing here, these concept based questions are asked in the previous year examination. So usually they ask about the functional groups and they give some of the molecular formulas, and they may also ask you to write the structural formula which comes under alcohol, aldehyde, carboxylic acid and ketone. I'm stressing you again, watch this video to get full marks from the lesson carbon and its compounds in your examination. So these are important concepts, and moving to the last concept in this lesson for 2022 board examination, homologous series. You want to know what is meant by homologous series, and if we arrange the hydrocarbons in the homologous series, which are the hydrocarbons that come in series. They may ask you in the examination by giving some different examples which come under different functional groups. So you have to take the specific functional group and arrange the formula of that functional group in the homologous series. How do you arrange? If you arrange the compounds in homologous series, so for first compound and a second compound, there is a difference of CH2. That means one carbon and two hydrogen difference will be there. So if this difference is seen between two compounds, then that hydrocarbon is called as homologous series. That means they are arranged in the homologous series. So this is all about the carbon and its compounds. Now let us see the next lesson. So the next lesson is acids, bases and salts. See, the topics which are asked in the previous year examination from this particular lesson are as follows. Firstly and frequently asked topic is, what happens when a acid react with metallic carbonate or metal carbonate? See, this concept is repeatedly asked in different ways. You must know what happens when a metal carbonate react with an acid. See, take an example in your textbook. They have given sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. When this react with hydrochloric acid, so I'm just adding this hydrochloric acid to this. What happened? There is a formation of salt. Along with this, a gas is liberated. Very importantly, you want to know the gas which is liberated in this reaction is carbon dioxide. How do you identify? Students, one and most important simple technique to remember that why and where the carbon dioxide gas will be released is, if in the reactant side, if there is a carbonate, definitely it will release the carbon dioxide gas. If carbonates are found in the reactant side, definitely carbon dioxide gas is released. So based on this topic, definitely they will ask question, because in previous year question papers, 2 to 3 question paper, I found the same concept. So do learn this, okay? So the next concept which you have to learn here is about pH. pH, you should know what is the pH of acidic solution, basic solution and also the neutral solution. I hope you all have seen the scoring package of acids, bases and salts which I have posted for your examination preparation. So acidic solution range from 0 till 7. Okay, but 7 is neutral. So in between whatever comes, it is considered to be acidic. And after 7, whatever comes till 14, it is considered to be basic. But 7 is the neutral. I hope you know about this concept. You must learn about this concept. Okay. Next, you must know what happens if the pH value of the solution increases or the solution decreases. You see, if the pH value of solution increases, recently in the multiple choice questions also, they have asked about this particular topic. See, if the pH solution, that is the pH of a solution increases, OH minus ions increases. The same way, if the pH of solution decreases, then the H plus ions, that means acidic nature, increases. OH minus ions represents the basic nature, whereas the H plus ions represents the acidic nature. And then you have to know about which are the gases liberated when dilute hydrochloric acid react with the zinc. See, very importantly, you want to know, children, so what happens when a metal react with an acid? Okay, in your textbook they have given frequently asking, that is the most frequently asked question in examination from the textbook side is, when a zinc react with the dilute hydrochloric acid, name the gas liberated. They will ask. The gas liberated is hydrogen. Hydrogen gas is liberated. Very important. So how do you test the gas released is hydrogen? See, when we take the matchstick near this, what happened? It will make a pop sound. This confirms that the released gas is hydrogen. So these kind of questions they will ask in the examination. So next, they will ask about the products obtained during the chlor-alkali process. See, I'm stressing you again, these concepts are asked, they were asked in the previous year examination. You may expect the same concept in tomorrow's examination as well as board examination. Do concentrate on topics rather than reading the questions. Okay, so you can get a question like this. So explain the chlor-alkali process and name the products obtained during the chlor-alkali process. See, chlor-alkali process you have to know, and the products obtained during this chlor-alkali process, I think I have told you many times, chlorine, hydrogen and sodium hydroxide. Uses of it, that means uses of those products, and where is the chlorine gas released, where is the hydrogen gas released, you have to know that. Very important. And the next concept from this lesson is, you must, without fail, you must learn about the uses of baking soda, bleaching powder, washing soda, plaster of Paris and gypsum. Okay, how is plaster of Paris prepared and what are the uses of these baking soda, bleaching powder and washing soda? And activity based question, they may ask why dry HCl gas does not change the color of dry litmus paper, blue litmus paper. It is the gas which I have been written here. Actually, it is a dry blue litmus paper. See, when we pass the dry HCl gas to blue litmus paper, it does not show any change, because if the changes has to be shown, then it needs the OH minus ions. That means H plus ions need OH minus ions. Only then what happened? There is a specific change that we can see. Okay, so this is activity based question which I am going to post it to you tonight. You can also watch that video. If any question asked from that particular part, you can definitely answer. So next, you have to know about the diagrams. Very important, 3 marks and 2 marks diagrams. 100% expectable diagrams, that is reaction of zinc granules with the dilute sulfuric acid, or they may ask acid solution in the water conducts electricity. These two diagrams, without fail practice, you will get either 3 or 2 marks from this lesson from these diagrams. Okay, so it's a confirm question. So next lesson is periodic classification of elements. See, here I have already posted many videos related to this particular topic, and also a quick revision. I told you how to identify the group, how to identify the periods, and how many elements you have to remember. That particular video, without fail, you have to watch to answer any question which will be given for 3 marks. 3 marks, they will ask one question by giving certain elements in the group. So name the element, or this element belong to which period or which group. Such type of questions will be asked. So next, you want to understand and learn first 4 laws: Dauberey's triad law, Newland's law of octaves, Mendeleev's periodic law, and also the modern periodic law. Okay, any one law will be asked for 1 mark. Next, you have to also focus. See, these concepts are also been asked in 2019-20 preparatory examination and also board examination. So you have to understand and learn limitations of Newland's law of octaves and also the limitations of Mendeleev's periodic table. So these 2 important limitations you have to focus and understand. And next, frequently 3 marks question you can expect from this particular topic. They may give certain elements and they may ask you name the 2 elements that which have the least atomic size. Okay, identify which of the element is having least atomic size, or the more or the greater atomic size, or what happens to the atomic size when we go from left to right in the periodic table and top to bottom in the periodic table. So these concepts you must definitely learn before going to examination hall, related to atomic size, metallic and non-metallic character, what happens to a metallic and non-metallic character when we go from left to right. We can also call it as across the period, or when we come from top to bottom. Very importantly, you want to understand. And also, when it comes to valency part, you have to understand what happens to valency and valence electron when we go from left to right and top to bottom. Guys, if you are watching this video and if you are not still not learned this concept, do watch the scoring packages which has been related to this particular concept. I will be giving the link of these videos or whatever the concept which you have confusion in the description box below. You have sufficient time. I have explained the concept in a very simple way. I will also give the notes of that particular lesson. Do watch the video and understand the concept. But before going to examination hall, you must know these concepts from the lesson periodic classification of elements. Okay, these were the concepts which has been asked in the previous examination. So now let us focus on the next lesson. Next lesson is metals and non-metals. So when we look at metals and non-metals, frequently asked questions are different because this year you don't have the entire concept for your examination from the lesson metals and non-metals. So you have till the occurrence of metals only. So till that particular part, you must know the physical properties of metal. That is, metals are malleable, metals are ductile, metals are lustrous, metals are sonorous. These concepts I have explained in the scoring package. And you must know the chemical properties of metal also. That means what happens to the metal when react with the cold water, or name the metals which react with the cold water, which react with the hot water, or which react with the steam. So these concepts you have to focus and understand before going to exam. So when we look at for 3 marks, they may ask for the properties of ionic compounds, or they can ask the formation of a sodium chloride and a magnesium chloride. So definitely you can expect this concept, properties of ionic compounds or formation of sodium chloride and magnesium chloride. It is given in the textbook and I also have explained this concept. So without fail you have to learn this concept. Okay, because 3 marks easily you can gain from this particular lesson. And here I have given something in blue color. This is a skill based question. See, they will ask you. So that, see, I told you that metal react with the acid to give hydrogen gas. All the metal, most of the metals, it react with that is acid, it releases hydrogen gas. But when the metal react with particular nitric acid, it does not release the hydrogen gas. What is the reason behind it, you want to know? It is because the nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. If you just write this word, you will get 1 mark. You will get 1 mark very easily in examination. So you want to know why hydrogen gas is not released when metal react with the nitric acid. So this is very, very important from this lesson. And these are the frequently asked concept in the previous year examination. Apart from this, they were asking from roasting, calcination and the occurrence of metals and all. But this year the concept is reduced. And the diagram which you have to learn from this particular lesson is action of steam on a metal. Definitely you don't ignore that they may not give this diagram. You can expect this diagram. Do learn 12 to 16 marks easily you can gain from the diagram itself. Okay. Before going to next concept, you must know the arrangement of elements based on the reactivity series. Which is the most reactive element, which is the least reactive element. You must know that. Okay. So here comes the potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc and lead, and also hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver and gold. Okay, so I have also taught you that how to remember these in a very simple way in the previous lessons. When we look at the biology, that is a life process lesson, the concept which were asked in the previous year examinations are, see, first and foremost you can expect the human heart diagram for 3 to 4 marks. And then you can also expect the nephron diagram, because this year, as I have observed in the district paper or state preparatory paper, they have asked the nephron diagrams, and also they have asked to label the Bowman's capsule or tubular nephron or the glomerulus. Please do learn this. If you don't know how to draw, for that also I have taught you how to write these diagrams in a very simple steps. Do watch those videos. And you must learn the difference between the autotrophic and heterotropic nutrition. This was asked in the 2019 exam. And then you have to know about this particular concept called small intestine. See, frequently in 3 question papers I have seen about small intestine. Small intestine in herbivore is longer than carnivore. What is the reason? Because, see, herbivore eat the plant products which have the cellulose in it. Okay, so for the digestion of cellulose, it takes long time. That is the reason herbivores have long intestine compared to carnivores. You want to know that. Next, small intestine is called a site of complete digestion. I have already explained this in the scoring package. I no need to take much time. I am just telling you here which are the concepts that you have to read and go for tomorrow's examination. Next, you want to know the function of nephron and the urine formation. Okay, so different steps take place during the formation of urine. You have to know, that is filtrations and also reabsorption and also secretion. And you have to know the flow chart represent the breakdown of glucose. I have seen in 4 question paper. So breakdown of glucose, very very important concept you have to learn. And the products obtained during the breakdown of glucose in the cytoplasm. What are the products we get in the absence of oxygen, in the presence of oxygen, and also in the limited, that is in the insufficient oxygen, or I can say lack of oxygen. Okay, so this concept I've already explained in the scoring package, students. So this concept is very important, as it is asked in many examination. Next, you want to know about the difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration, and also you must know about transportation of water in plants, transportation and translocation. Next, you have to understand the importance of chambers in the heart. Human heart has 4 chambers. What is the importance of these chambers? Because it separates the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Then you have to know the functions of arteries, veins and capillaries. They may ask you, they have already asked in the examination also. Okay, and the rate of breathing in aquatic animals is much faster than terrestrial animals. Why? Because aquatic animals breathe the dissolved oxygen, whereas the terrestrial animals breathe the oxygen directly from the atmosphere. Okay, that is why they breathe faster. Rate of breathing is faster in aquatic animals. So these are the concepts asked in the previous year examination from the lesson life process. If I look at the next lesson, so the next lesson is control and coordination. See, from control and coordination, these are the frequently asked concepts. See, first and foremost, you have seen that you have to learn the human brain diagram, because 4 marks easily you can score. Okay, and next you have to know the parts of human brain and the functions of the parts of the human brain. This much definitely you have to understand and learn. And tropic movements, they will ask, what are the different tropic movements? Phototropic movement is there, geotropic, hydrotropic, chemotropic is there. Okay, so these are the tropic movements. That means very simple, I just say statements here. Phototropism means movement of plants with response to light. Similarly, geo means movement of plants with response to gravity. Similarly, hydro, movement of plants with response to water. So like this, they will ask in the examination. And you must know positive phototropic movement and negative. Like that, every positive and negative you should know. What is meant by positive? For example, if I take the roots. So roots are the example for positive geotropic movements, because it is focusing towards the soil. When I talk about negative geotropic movement, the shoot is example, because it is not focusing towards the soil, and also it is away from the soil. It is focusing above the soil. This is negative. So which is not focusing towards that particular tropic movement, that is a negative. Okay. Next, you must concentrate on the voluntary and involuntary actions. In few question paper, they have asked with a skill based question. Voluntary means which you do by your involvement, with your will. Involuntary means it is happening without, that is it is not under your will, it is not under your control also. And plant hormones and animal hormones, please note down and learn. Plant hormones, 4 plant hormones: auxin, gibberellin, cytokinin and abscisic acid, and their functions. And animal hormones: thyroid, adrenaline hormone, thyroxine hormone, and also the insulin hormone. And you have testosterone, you have estrogen. All these hormones you have to learn. All these things I have already covered in the scoring packages. I hope you all have followed that. So finally, you have to know about the reflex arc and reflex action. Very important topic. Okay, so once again I'm telling you, students, these concepts, whatever the questions asked, how to analyze the question after your preparatory examination, I'm training you for your board examination. So I'm telling you, from Saturday, stay tuned to my channel to get maximum benefit to score good marks in your final examination. So then I have some questions related to this particular control and coordination lesson. See, they may also ask like this: gibberellin is called as growth promoter. Why? Next, they can ask iodized salt is suggested because iodine stimulates the regulation of the thyroxine hormone. That means it increases the secretion of thyroxine hormone because it stimulates the thyroid gland. Next, they can ask pancreas is called a mixed gland because it is related to the nutrition part also, and also releases the insulin. In nutrition, I told that pancreas releases pancreatic enzyme. Whereas in case of the hormone, I told pancreas releases insulin, which regulates the blood sugar level. So it is a mixed gland. Okay. Next, adrenaline is called as an emergency hormone because it releases during the emergency condition. Next, a girl is externally tall. This is responsible because of the hormone called as growth hormone, which is being released by the pituitary gland. Then you can also expect a woman has a swollen neck because deficiency of thyroxine leads to goiter, which results in swollen neck. All this concept I have already explained. Preparing the body for emergency, that means during emergency condition, adrenaline hormone is released by adrenal gland. So these are some of the concepts from this particular lesson. So these are the concepts which were asked in the previous year examination. So they asked about the advantages of sexual reproduction. Do learn about this. They asked about why is DNA copying essential. Okay, I have explained this in scoring package. Differentiate between self-pollination and cross-pollination. Explain the parts and functions of male reproductive system and also the female reproductive system. Definitely this female reproductive system and male reproductive system for 3 marks in 2 to 3 question papers I have seen. You have to learn this, and you want to know what is the role of placenta in the development of an embryo, and definitely you must also learn about the diagram of germination of pollen on stigma and stages that occur in the flowering plants, that means during its development. First thing, pollination takes place, then fertilization takes place, then the seed formation, and then the germination takes place. Okay, so this may be asked in the MCQ, this particular part, the stages. Okay, so these are the very frequently asked question in all the board exams. Let's go for next lesson. Next lesson is heredity and evolution. So if we look at the heredity and evolution, some of the important concepts that are frequently asked are, and you can also expect these questions. First and foremost, you all, I think you know that how to write the Mendel's monohybrid and dihybrid checkerboard. F1 generation and F2 generations phenotypic and genotypic ratio of both monohybrid and dihybrid. See, monohybrid F2 generation is 3:1 phenotypic. Genotypic is 1:2, 2:1. In the case of dihybrid, the phenotypic ratio is 9:3:3:1. You must know this. Okay, and you must also know how to write the checkerboard. Then you have to understand about what is meant by evolution and what are the evidences of evolution. Factors responsible for speciation. You may also expect the question what is meant by speciation. Very simple. That is, formation of new organism from the existing organism, I can say in a simple way. Next, I can say this concept, it is also frequently asked, acquired traits and inherited traits. Okay, they may not ask directly, they can ask like this: acquired traits cannot be inherited. What is the reason? So these kind of questions definitely you can expect in preparatory examination as well. Definitely this concept you can expect 100% because in most of the question paper I have seen. If not the checkerboard, definitely this. If not this, you can expect the tools of evolutionary relationship between the humans. That means you can expect this kind of questions. Mention the tools that have been used for tracing the evolutionary relationship of humans. Or you can expect the difference between homologous and analogous organs. See, students, whatever the concept I am showing here, they are being asked in the previous year examinations, and the same concept will repeat in your tomorrow's examination as well, but the way of asking the question will be definitely different. Okay, so please note down this concept and make sure that you have completely understood this concept and studied this concept before entering into examination hall. That is the one thing I would like to inform you all before going to exam. These are the most important and the most expected question in tomorrow's as well as the board examination question paper. So do learn this concept before going to examination. So I will be meeting you in another science video. Until, take care and all the best for your examination. I hope you found this video useful. So if you find this video useful, do share with your friends. So let them also concentrate on all these concepts and get ready for the examination.